Here on our broadcast from the International AIDS Conference that's opening up here this morning, and HIV and AIDS activists are really calling for stronger and united interventions to basically fight this ongoing stigma against people living with the epidemic. Now, an amazing thing happened when activists handed over HIV AIDS quilts to the Kgosi Mampuru Correctional Services facility in Pretoria ahead of this International AIDS Conference. Now, I'm going to pretty much say goodbye to you from here as we play you this insert, and our colleagues will take over from here. Blaine Herman broadcasting live from the International AIDS Conference for the rest of the day. But here's that insert I was talking about. Have a wonderful day, and tomorrow I'll catch you out in Nelspruit. Our Mpumalanga election roadshow is about to start. But here we go. Let's take a look at that insert. Bye-bye from me.
A collage that reflects South Africa's 16-year journey in the fight against HIV and AIDS and honoring those who died of the epidemic. Various groups, including inmates, made the quilts.
Firstly, it represents people who arose and united to fight against this pandemic. And secondly, on the other side, it represents the memorial of those, our loved ones, who passed on because of this pandemic.
SANAC says apart from pushing for stringent measures to deal with issues around HIV and AIDS stigma, they also hope the conference can take note of the progress South Africa has made in fighting the epidemic.
How we've survived with HIV in our lives, how we've survived with HIV in our bodies. We need to share stories of how we now have the largest program on antiretrovirals in the world, over 3 million people on antiretrovirals, how life expectancy has now increased, people are living longer, healthier with HIV, how we are reducing and fighting stigma, how now babies are born without HIV.
More than 6.8 million South Africans are living with HIV and AIDS. Half of them are on free ARV treatment.
I was bedridden, I had AIDS. Today we are talking HIV because of the good work that our government have undertaken in making sure that there is treatment available to people living with HIV and AIDS in this country. However, the issue of stigma and discrimination still deny people their rights.
We need to change because stigma is the biggest barrier that will delay us to get to an AIDS-free South Africa. And with these quilts, the department was fighting stigma. We were addressing our stigma levels. We were making sure that we can coexist and without judging each other.
Correctional Services hope the experts at the conference can give guidance that can help South Africa and HIV and AIDS by 2030.
We now know and understand what the problem is and why we should still have among our people within our communities, people still succumbing to this disease. It's really most unfortunate, and it's unpardonable.
Over 2,000 new infections of young girls between the age of 15 and 24 happen every week, the highest in the world. And there are particular areas which are mostly affected. And it is for this reason, again, that at the same function where the Max condom was being raised, Deputy President Ramaphosa was also launching a 3-year national campaign to reduce these infections amongst our young girls and women. The aim of which is to decrease new infections, decrease teenage pregnancies, keep our girls in school, decreasing sexual and gender-based violence.
Not everyone behind these quilts will be able to attend the Durban conference, but these symbolic art pieces will serve as personal messages about South Africa's success story in the fight against the epidemic. It will also help to echo the calls to end the stigmatization of HIV and AIDS. Patricia Fasahi, SABC News in Pretoria.
All right, that brings us to the end of today's edition of Morning Live. Thank you very much to Eliane and the team.